Hey, so I gave a bunch of top players an unusual challenge. And I did this for a very specific reason. The challenge was create, please, for me, the most spammy, unfun, overpowered army that you possibly can. So that I can show this for you. So this is a series of maybe 5 videos that's called Spam, Spam, and Spam. Monty Python reference, right? And the point I'm going to make is I'm going to try and present to you unfun, overpowered armies that sort of break bold action. Not for you to do this, but in order so that you can recognize it for what it is, and so that we can talk about thought. The thought is that maybe sometime in the future, I don't like to do this, especially not the first year of a new edition, but maybe sometime in the future we need some limitations for some of the things that you can do. So that was the challenge to these top players. Could you create something that sort of breaks the game? And this first one was from Alistair Unicomb, and it's a multi-rocket launcher spam. So let me show you what it is that this consists of. So I'm here in Easy Army, and of course with the new force organization chart, you're going to have to take your regular rifle platoons, because that is what unlocks other stuff, right? So we take the cheapest possible stuff here, because our infantry is not going to do anything. It's going to be there in order to maybe just throw up and grab objectives at some point. But we're going to take the cheapest possible things that we can. So 35 points for 5 inexperienced dudes. We're not going to upgrade them in any way. Yeah, well, you know what? We can make them shirkers. That will give us a few points reductions here. Because if they're shot at, they go down. And if they take pins, they'll stay down. These are not going to do anything. Right. There we go. So that is our first rifle platoon. 71 points for a rifle platoon. Now we're going to get a second one. And that is because we want to unlock multiple of the same type of platoon in a minute. And we're going to build exactly the same rifle platoon here. 71 points. Most of those being the platoon commander here. I think this is the one saving grace of the force organization chart that we have right now, that you need to unlock multiple rifle platoons in order for you to take multiple of any of the other specialized platoons. However, I do think that the idea that you take 2 rifle platoons and you can take 2 of each of the others, we may have to look at that sometime in the future. Right, so that was 2 platoons. Now I'm going to get myself armored platoons. I'm going to try and create as miserable as possible of an existence for anyone facing me. So I'm going to buy Katyushas. And they don't need to be regular, they are inexperienced. Why? Because they're hitting on 6s no matter what I do. And we'll make this a command tank because we have to. Add command vehicle special rule. Here we go. And then we're going to spam these. We're going to spam them for all we're worth. So that's 2 Katyushas. Both of them inexperienced. We're getting as many as we can. Inexperienced Katyushas. Inexperienced Katyushas. And more of those as well here. Here we go. So that is 5 multi-rocket launchers, but we won't stop there because we've only spent 472 points. So we're getting another of these platoons. Armor platoon. And we're getting 5 Katyushas again. Don't want to do that. Katyusha. Experienced. By that. Katyusha. Inexperienced. That gives us 10 multi-rocket launchers, each of them maneuverable. Yes, the range band is not, because you can move up into short range of these Katyushas and just sit there. But 12 inches is pretty short. It's much too short, in my opinion. It needs to be a lot longer, the minimum range for a Katyusha. But, is what it is. Them be the rules. So, that is 10 multi-rocket launchers. We have to buy another command vehicle here. Add command vehicle. There we go. 10 multi-rocket launchers. Now, one thing that we will need for this to really work is most of these Katyushas and all the infantry, it's all going to be really difficult to get it moving, and we're going to need a lot of order dice so that we are absolutely certain that we go first and shoot a bunch of these Katyushas at the same time. So the thing I need is a company commander. Inexperienced, 42 points. That will give me +4 if I need to get the shirkers moving, or they've got pins or what have you, and if the Katyushas have already shot. But with a company commander, +4, even though they got pins for shooting, I can absolutely get those to do what they need to do, and there'll be 4 of them shooting at the same time. So that will be quite devastating for whoever is on the receiving end of that. Yeah. Then the thing that Alistair suggested that we add to this was a heavy weapons platoon. So again, we go inexperienced platoon commander. And for this heavy weapons platoon, I think we would like something to dig. So Alistair's suggestion is that we take regular medium mortars with spotters. Upgrade to medium mortar. And a spotter. There we go. So 1, 2 of these. Now these medium mortars can, of course, sit outside of line of sight and shoot via the spotters, and the spotters, that's going to be really difficult to deal with. And then dog mines, because they're small infantry teams, they can absolutely go up and grab objectives. They can even shoot their rifles. They don't need to shoot their dogs. But if enemy armor tries to move up and tries to brave their way through the hail of rockets, the dogs will get them. Just make sure that every time we do something with our Katyushas, we move the Katyushas, so that we're always advancing with the Katyushas, so that they've moved and the dogs don't run back and kill them. Dog mines. So many dog mines. And look at the absolute ridiculous ridiculous spamming we can do here, right? Because you can just continue on each selection. You can take 3 for Soviets, right? So we're just spamming out dog mines here. And this creates several problems for the enemy, because yeah, each of these individual units are pretty easy to kill, but combined, we have so many order dice, we're very likely to get the first dice. Oh, and by the way, we're getting a commissar, just for the morale bonus that he delivers to whatever we need him to do, and it's very cheap order dice. So commissar here. Yep. And we still have plenty to go. Dog mines, dog mines. Another thing that's completely overpowered about the dog mines is you always hit on a 4+, and the dog mine is not actually a shot. So the target, I would normally say, doesn't get cover saves, even though the rules are a little maybe fuzzy around this. So 1224, we have just a few points left over, which we can use on, for instance, more dog mines. Or you can, let's go back to the heavy weapons platoon for a sec. 1224. Yeah, let's get more dog mines. Or you could buy light mortars or whatever you feel like. Anti-tank rifle. But this should get us to 1250, and it does. So look at this. This is the absolute worst we can do. 31 order dice, 1250. We've got rifle platoon with a platoon commander, 2 times 5 shirkers, a company commander for morale purposes, commissar for morale purposes, and then 1 dog mine team. So that's number 10 dog mine. So that's 20 shots hitting on 4+. Another rifle platoon, platoon commander, 2 inexperienced shirker squads, and then Katyushas, Katyushas, Katyushas all the way down. That is 10 Katyushas and 2 medium mortars with spotter that the enemy can't shoot at. And again, dog mines, dog mines, dog mines. 31 order dice. Is it any good? Maybe not in certain situations. I think if you don't roll those 6s, this army may lose big, and it's going to lose a lot of order dice every game because everything here is very, very vulnerable. But it is not fun to play against. It breaks the rules of the game in that this player here using this list, you don't need skill to use this list. You just need to roll dice, right? There's no thought process. Roll your stuff onto the table and shoot. Every single turn, just blast away, right? It's the ultimate pie plate generator. It's the ultimate gun line, except it hasn't really got any direct shooting at all. Well, yeah, all the rifles in small teams here and in the dog mines and stuff, which can create, just that extra pin that you need to pin out an enemy target that's been hit by 4 multi-launchers, right? So yeah, that was the list. That was the first in my spam, and spam videos. See you in the next one. Cheers.